The next morning, the wind was colder. Idris stood in front of his small, creaking house, paint peeling from the walls like old memories. The hinges on the gate moaned softly as he stepped through. The tree he had leaned on the night before was still visible in the distance, a dark silhouette against the pale morning sky. Somehow it felt like it had watched him sleep. Inside, the house was quiet. Too quiet. He lived alone now. Had for years, the silence had become a roommate, familiar, constant, strangely comforting. But today it felt heavier, as if it knew something was about to change. He walked to the kitchen. The floor creaked beneath him. On the table sat a cold cup of coffee he never finished the night before. Beside it, a dusty photo frame turned face down. He stared at it for a moment, then slowly flipped it over. There she was, Lena, the woman who once laughed at his terrible jokes, who danced barefoot in the rain, who had loved him even when he forgot how to love himself. And beside her, a boy, maybe 10, maybe 11, with wild hair and wonder in his eyes. Idris touched the glass. Rafik, his son. Where had the years gone? There was no big fight, no argument, just the slow, invisible distance, until it became silence. A silence that mirrored the one inside Idris. That morning, something pulled at him. A restlessness, a question. What now? For the first time in years, he reached for the dusty box under the bookshelf. Papers, journals, pieces of himself. Among them was a worn notebook filled with sketches and quotes. One line stood out, underlined 3 times in thick ink. A man doesn't find meaning by waiting for it to arrive. He finds it by walking toward what once scared him. He stared at the words. Maybe that was the problem. He had stopped walking. He stood up. The chair scraped behind him. He barely noticed. He grabbed a coat, his old boots, and the folded notebook. He didn't know where he was going, only that he couldn't stay still anymore. As he opened the door, the morning sun blinked through the trees, lighting the path just ahead. And for the first time in years, Idris stepped outside not to escape, but to search. He didn't need to know the destination. He only needed to begin walking.